You first day? Hi, Siabonga. There is no volume. I mean, there's no sound.
Hey.
There's no sound.
Okay, let me check and see what happened then.
Committed to making a difference in our world, from the classroom and laboratory to the field. It provides one of the finest.
Can you hear it now? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear it now. Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks. All right.
Study and research environments on the African continent and is recognized internationally as a center of excellence. Agriculture, Engineering and Science is one of 4 colleges that make up the University of KwaZulu-Natal and is home to over 8,700 students and approximately 700 staff. 3 of the university's 5 campuses form the core of agriculture, engineering and science activities in the region. The college comprises 5 schools: agricultural, earth and environmental sciences, engineering, chemistry and physics, life sciences and mathematics, statistics and computer science. Engineering is offered on the Howard College campus, agriculture on the Pietermaritzburg, and all the other sciences on both the Pietermaritzburg and Westville campuses. Exceptions are agricultural engineering, which is offered in Pietermaritzburg, and geology, which is offered at Westville only. To compete with the best and to meet the challenges of the 21st century, South Africa needs highly skilled professionals in the areas of agriculture, engineering and science. We offer a wide array of interesting and innovative degree programs that open doors to a variety of different careers. Some degrees are unique to UKZN and are not offered at other tertiary institutions. For example, we are the only university in South Africa to offer a fully accredited agricultural engineering degree and one of only 2 universities in the country to offer a BSc in land surveying. Our postgraduate food security training program is the only one in the world, and we have the widest range of agricultural disciplines at any single South African or African campus. The choices of degree and the options on offer may seem confusing at first. Engineering degrees are more specific, and the options are usually career-focused. Emphasis is placed on training in the specific principles which engineers deal with in their professions. Engineering offers 7 different professional specializations. There are also degrees in land surveying or geomatics and property development. In science, there are structured or career-focused degrees. These include fields as varied as chemical technology, marine biology, industrial and applied biotechnology, and computer science and information technology, to mention a few. There are also more general degrees with a lot of flexibility. In this case, students have the choice of studying a BSc M stream in maths, physics, computer science, and statistics. All of these have a strong mathematical component. The other option is a BSc LES stream with a focus on the life and environmental sciences with subjects such as geography, genetics, botany, hydrology, zoology, ecology, and microbiology. In agriculture, there are various different options that involve practical and scientific applications. Students can combine science subjects with specific agricultural disciplines for a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Agriculture degree. These are more career-orientated. Agriculture and agricultural management are 3-year degrees with a higher practical component. Dietetics is a professional qualification that deals with the role nutrition plays in the promotion of health and the treatment of disease. Most degree programs across the college have field trips and projects that contribute significantly to the curriculum. This ensures that students learn in real-life situations under full field conditions. Many of our lecturers have received Excellence in Teaching awards, are recognized internationally, and are rich in practical experience. Students have access to excellent facilities that rank amongst the best in the world. 300 million rands has recently been invested in new teaching and research facilities, state-of-the-art laboratories, and improved equipment. The 30 million rands new School of Engineering building is the envy of engineering campuses across the country. Agricultural students have access to a 356-hectare research and training farm situated near the Pietermaritzburg campus. This facility provides students with hands-on training and is used extensively as an outdoor laboratory for teaching and research in areas such as animal and poultry science, horticultural science, and agricultural engineering. Adjoining Ukulinga is the Bisley Valley Nature Reserve, which supports a diversity of plant and bird species, as well as some large mammals. It provides a rich learning and research environment for staff and students. Based on the Westville campus, the college possesses unique facilities for research into higher voltage power transmission. These facilities are available in only 3 other places in the world and form part of the ESCOM-sponsored Science and Technology Innovation Park. The Science and Technology Education Center showcases the college's scientific achievements and promotes the public understanding of science, engineering and technology within the region. The college houses a wide range of sophisticated equipment in its microscopy and microanalysis units, staffed by highly qualified and skilled technical specialists. The College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science prides itself on its graduates who are highly sought after. In a market characterized by a shortage of qualified professionals in science and technology, our graduates are readily employed around the world in the fields of agriculture, science, commerce, industry, engineering and research, to name just a few. Research plays a major role within the college and operates at the cutting edge of technology. The college has the highest research output in the university and produces the most research publications. There are over 60 well-established research groups and centers within the college. The African Center for Crop Improvement caters for students from all over Africa. It is one of only 2 African plant breeding programs on the continent. Based in the School of Agricultural, Earth and Environmental Sciences, the African Center for Food Security focuses on alleviating hunger in Africa. It offers food security training programs, undertakes academic and applied research, and provides policy and program support. Promoting sustainable engineering practice is the Center for Research in Environmental, Coastal and Hydrological Engineering, or CRESH. It deals with the interaction between engineering and the natural environment. The Mechatronics and Robotics Research Group in the School of Engineering provides an excellent research and education environment for its senior undergraduate and postgraduate students. Judged one of the best research centres at the university, the Centre for Plant Growth and Development focuses on high-quality research in the plant-based disciplines of plant physiology, plant molecular biology, and ethnobotany. The Centre for Quantum Technology deals with physical phenomena at the microscopic level. Quantum physics led to the development of the transistor and the laser, and is currently being used to develop quantum computers and quantum cryptography. The college is committed to access and readdressing the disadvantages and inequities of the past. The highly successful Unite Engineering program and the Science Access Foundation and augmented programs offer alternative access to university, equipping students from disadvantaged backgrounds with the skills and knowledge to pursue their degrees of choice. Both these programs contribute significantly to advancing Black African scientists and engineers in South Africa. Staff and students contribute to a number of outreach and community initiatives that focus on social responsibility, sustainable development and upliftment of the wider community. The college also engages in activities involving the pursuit and understanding of science, engineering and technology through exhibitions, festivals and roadshows that target high school learners and the general public. The college has minimum entry requirements for its programs. These differ from degree to degree, but all require a national senior certificate and minimum performance levels in mathematics and either physical or life or agricultural sciences. For those who do not meet the minimum requirements, access programs are available. Additional information and brochures can be obtained from the contact information accompanying this video. The College of Agriculture, Engineering and Science is proud of its contribution to the university, the region and the country.
UKZN is one of the best. I definitely understand it's one of the best in South Africa. So for me, there was no other institute that I would have preferred other than UKZN.
We have the best facilities here in terms of laboratories, in terms of equipment, in terms of human resources, in terms of literature.
UKZN is one of the best universities in the country that teach agriculture or natural sciences.
What I think is good about this college is the level of international collaboration that we have. We have friendships with universities all over the world, which means that we're keeping up to a great international standard.
UKZN has got much more facilities and it's recommended worldwide to do your science studies here. Life begins here. Yes.
We continually strive to be academically excellent, innovative in research, and critically engaged with society. We invite you to join us or work with us to be part of this exciting team.
All right, colleagues, over to you. Thank you. And students, I will be posting a register, a link for the register, attendance register. Please make sure that you click on the link to register yourself as one of the attendees of this session. Thank you.
Helpline session for this round of lessons. We thank you for taking the time to come on and Zoom tonight, and we hope this session will be useful to you. This topic I'm going to cover tonight is reproduction, human reproduction, and this will be coming out in your June paper. So we're going to be practicing some questions tonight. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment to quickly share my screen with you, and then we'll get straight into it. Please take note of the chat feature on the Zoom. We will be posting numerous links for you to click on to register on our platform. So please, can you do that? It will take you a few seconds. If you can actually please just register. My colleague Yanga or Siabonga will post that link up there for you now. Please, can you quickly register on our system so that we can notify you of future Matric Helpline events. Okay, the attendance register is now posted in the chat. If you can just click on that, and it'll take you just a few seconds to fill that form in. Okay. Also, you can feel free to post any questions that you have on the chat. My colleague Yanga will notify me of any questions that you might have, or if you're feeling too shy, be comfortable tonight, and feel free to answer the questions. This is for you. This is for your benefit. So please feel free to answer all the questions that I'm going to be doing, because if you are able to answer it on your own, then you know, okay, whether you're going to be coping in your June test or not. All the questions that I'm doing are from past papers, so it is the correct standard of questioning. Okay, so it's really going to be beneficial to you if you give me the answers. Okay, there's no point in me giving you the answers. It may not provide much learning for you. Okay, so tonight I want you to feel very comfortable and don't feel shy, and it's fine if you get the answer wrong. It's absolutely just for your learning benefit. Okay, also, if you have any questions, please feel free just to raise your hand or unmute your mic and ask me. Okay, in fact, everybody can unmute their mics, and we will start answering our questions. Okay, while I'm busy getting my screen, my PowerPoint up, you are welcome to click on that attendance register, the link in the chat, please. Thank you. Can everybody see a PowerPoint screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see it.
Thanks, Akona. Okay. Okay, so today we're going to be doing reproductive strategies and human reproduction. Okay, this is just a general breakdown of what your papers usually will look like, with all these topics included. Okay, but of course, if it's a school paper, this mark scheme may vary. Okay, but these are generally the guidelines that we've been given by the department. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be doing reproductive strategies and human reproduction. Okay, so to summarize the topic, the basic things that you would need to know in terms of, studying, okay, you would need to know your amniotic egg, what that looks like. So you're going to need to know your 3 meninges, so your 3 membranes that are of importance, and that's going to be your chorion, your amnion, and your what's the last one? Anybody can remind me of? Oh, the name just gets away from me right now, but I will remember it and tell you. But you need to be able to label a diagram of an amniotic egg. You need to know the types of embryo development. Okay, so your ovipary, your vivipary, and your ovovivipary. And also your developmental strategy, so your precocial and your altricial development. Okay, and then reproduction in humans, you would need to know your male and female reproductive organs. Okay, in terms of labels, okay, you need to be able to label a diagram when given a black and white diagram. Okay, you need to be able to label the male and female reproductive organs. Okay, and then you also need to know the role of those three hormones, testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. You must know their role in detail, okay? You will definitely be asked about that. Okay. Okay, and then you need to know the ovarian and menstrual cycles, okay? So you need to be able to read off a graph, identify when your when ovulation is happening, when menstruation is occurring from a graph, okay? So you need to be able to be well versed with this, with these cycles, okay? What happens on what day, okay? What are the hormone levels like on a particular day, okay? You need to be able to read off a graph there. And then you need to know about fertilization in terms of how it occurs, at which point it will occur, and what happens after fertilization in terms of the hormonal changes that occur. Okay. And also you would need to know the process of development of the embryo, okay, or the zygote, okay, those stages of development. Okay, so let's get straight into some questions. This can definitely come up in the section where you need to give the biological term. It can even come up in the section where you have to say choose A, B, or either A or B, okay? So let's get straight into it, okay? So you can feel free to unmute your mic and answer these questions. Okay, and I will type them in for you, but I'm going to wait for you to give me the answer. So you can feel free to unmute, or you can even put it in the chat if you're feeling too shy, but please feel free and just unmute and you can just shout it out. Okay, so what is the term given for fertilization that occurs outside of the body? What is that called?
What is it? External fertilization.
Anybody? Give it a try.
External
outside
fertilization.
Of the body, usually in water.
External.
External fertilization, ma'am.
An example would be fish. Fish have this type of fertilization.
External fertilization, ma'am.
Any?
They're saying external
Any
fertilization.
answers? Take a try.
Jerusha, can you hear us?
Please feel free and comfortable.
Jerusha, can you hear us?
Pumelela, do you want to take a try?
External fertilization.
What do you think the answer is?
External fertilization.
Anybody can try. Sorry, it appears that I can't hear people because people are Younger said that you guys are answering, but I actually cannot hear you guys. But external fertilization is correct.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
give me a
ma'am.
thumbs up if you can hear me
Yes, ma'am.
clearly. Can you hear me, guys? Okay. Okay, thank you. I don't know why I can't hear you. Let me see what I can do. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna log out and log back in, and I'm sure it will rectify itself. Okay. Sorry, please bear with me. Please don't log off. I'm just gonna log out and log back in. I'll be right with you just so that I can hear your guys' answers. Okay, I can finally hear some noises happening. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, thanks. I can hear you now, Yanga. Okay. Okay, so sorry. Yes, you are correct, students. It is external fertilization for that first one. Okay. And then what is the type of chick development of birds that nest on the ground? Type of chick development where the birds nest on the ground. And I'll give you another clue. These birds require very little parental care.
Precocial, ma'am.
Precocial.
Very good. Okay, correct. The structure that secretes amniotic fluid.
Amnion.
The amnion, yes, very good. Development of a fertilized egg that has been laid. Yes, I can hear the correct answer somewhere there. Somebody is saying it.
Ovipary.
Yes, very good. Okay. Embryos of vertebrates that develop inside a fluid-filled sac, which is surrounded by a shell. Any answers? Embryos that develop inside a fluid-filled sac, which is surrounded by a shell, that is called an amniotic egg. Okay. Okay, next slide. A bag-like structure that contains the testes.
Scrotum.
Correct. A hormone that encourages sperm maturation.
Testosterone.
Yes. A hormone released by the ovary, which starts preparation of the uterus lining for the attachment of the fertilized ovum. So what hormone prepares the uterus lining for attachment of a fertilized ovum? And it also maintains pregnancy.
Progesterone.
What is it? Progesterone, very good. Okay. A mature follicle in the ovary is called a?
Graphene follicle.
Yes. The inner lining of the uterus?
Endometrium.
Very good. Okay.
Hey, boy.
Okay, who is doing the answering? They are very good. They are on a roll here. Who is that? Pumalela.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Well done, you're getting it all correct so far, and that's very good to see that if you can answer these questions, it means like that, and you're getting them mostly correct. It means okay, you know your definitions. It's very important for you to learn definitions as well. Don't take it for granted, because they can ask you to even in a in the short answer questions, they can even ask you to give the definition as well. Okay, so it's good that you do learn definitions. Okay, so let's attempt questions now, short answer questions. These are from past papers. Okay, so let's attempt them and see. Okay, let me just put this on. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so identify part A.
Yes. Acrosome.
Sorry, part B. Sorry, part B. It says identify part B.
The nucleus, ma'am.
Yes. Part D.
Part D is the tail.
Yes. Okay, explain one way in which the sperm cell is adapted to ensure effective movement towards the fallopian tube. They love to ask this question, so please make sure that you know this answer. Explain one way.
It has a long tail, which is used for swimming.
Okay.
Mitochondria. Mitochondria.
To provide energy.
The presence
to
of
provide
mitochondria.
To provide energy.
For what?
For swimming. For swimming.
Yes. Okay, so I want a full answer like that.
Okay.
So you can say numerous mitochondria are present to provide energy for
swimming.
For the sperm to swim up the vagina into the fallopian tubes to the egg. You must always make sure your answers are full so that you don't unintentionally leave out a few words or assume that the marker knows what you're talking about. Okay, you always have to make sure you're writing full sentences, and so that you can get the mark. There may be a mark for swim to egg. You never know. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, explain the consequences for reproduction if a sperm cell did not have part A. Okay, so identify part A.
Head.
No, isn't it the acrosome?
Yes, the acrosome, correct. And what's the function of the acrosome?
It produces enzymes to dissolve the surface of the egg.
Very good. Okay, so now explain the consequence for reproduction if the sperm could not do that.
That means it won't be able to go in the egg so it can fertilize.
It will not be able to penetrate the egg, and consequently, it will not be able to fertilize the egg, resulting in no fertilization. So now what consequence is that for reproduction? There will be no reproduction. It will hinder reproduction. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
How we are explaining this question? Okay, so firstly, you're going to say what the acrosome is. Can you hear me? It says
yes.
my connection is unstable. Sorry. So firstly, you're going to identify the acrosome. Say what the acrosome does. Then say if it did not have the acrosome, the cell would not be able to penetrate the egg. Hence, it would not be able to insert its DNA into the egg and fertilize it. Hence, reproduction would be hindered. There would be no reproduction. Okay, can you understand? Can you see the logical flow of that answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does everybody see that? I need a confirmation.
Yes, ma'am.
Andile and Pumalele. Everybody else, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you need to be able to explain it in a logical manner like that. That is when you're going to get your full 3 marks. Okay. So I'm just trying to change my slide here. It's not working. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay, so it produces enzymes to dissolve the surface. Okay, we've been through that. Okay, research shows that the average age of first, okay, you can just mute until you need to answer, please. Thanks. Okay. Research shows that the average age of first menstruation is influenced by socioeconomic status as well as race. Scientists carried out an investigation to determine the average age of first menstruation of the girls in a community. Their hypothesis was the average age of first menstruation has decreased over time. So essentially, girls are getting their periods at a younger age as the years go by. Okay. For the investigation, state the independent variable. Oh no, am I not able to hear people again? Students, you can unmute and tell me the answer. What is the independent variable of this investigation?
Monica is saying age of the girls.
So you need to look at this paragraph here and highlight. Okay, so scientists carried out an investigation to determine, right? So from the word to determine, now you can see what their study was about, their aim. Okay, so you can say the investigation was to determine the average age of first menstruation. Okay, so the independent variable is the average age of first menstruation. Do not just tell me age of what? And they were looking at the average age. Again, average age of what? Okay, so you need to say it in a full sentence like that. Average age of the first menstruation. Okay? That's how you'll get that mark. Then what is the, that is the dependent variable. Independent variable. No, sorry, what am I saying? Average age of first menstruation is the dependent variable. Yes, it is. And time is your I'm just confusing myself. The screen is frozen again. Yanga, can you see my screen? Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we see your screen.
Oh, okay, because everything's frozen. Sorry. Just trying to put up my answer. Okay, so independent variable is time. They say the hypothesis states that the average age of first menstruation has decreased over time. Okay, so independent variable is time, and the dependent variable is the average age of first menstruation. The menstruation is dependent on the time. Okay, so average age of first menstruation is your dependent variable.
Sorry,
Okay.
ma'am. Sorry,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, yes.
How do you like figure out like which is independent and which is dependent? Like, how would you know?
Okay, so generally I have this rule where if you say oh, let me remember it, then I'll tell you. If you say the effect of something, if your aim is saying the effect of something, then that would be your independent variable. And what is that having effect on? So effect of is independent and effect on is your dependent.
Effect of. What's in the miss? Please repeat this.
Okay.
That.
Effect of. So in this case, it'll be the effect of time on average age of first menstruation. So the effect of is your independent variable and effect on is your dependent variable. So in this case, the effect of time on the average age of first menstruation. You with me? I will type it out for you as soon as my computer unfreezes itself. And I've got the, okay. There you go. Okay, let me type it out for you. Okay, can you see that? Okay, do you understand that, everybody? So that is an easy way for you to tell. Okay. Then name 3 planning steps that had to be carried out before, so had to be considered before carrying out the investigation. They also like to ask this question. They can ask this in any section, any study that they give you, they can ask this question. 3 planning steps that had to be considered before carrying out the investigation. And this is when you need to know how to, like your control variables. Okay. Okay, so, okay, now it's working. Okay, so I gave you a clue there. You could see the answer. So what are some considerations? What are some considerations, students, that would need to be taken for this investigation? It's given you some considerations there at the top. It tells you. It tells you things that could affect the experiment. So obviously they would have had to need to control those things for this investigation to be valid. So what would the answer be? Okay, and these were okay, correct. They would need to decide on the sample size. What else?
I'm not sure, but do they have to like ask permission for the girls in the community?
Absolutely, very good. That's another thing you guys can just learn off, okay? If it's a study that's involving humans, always write that one. They would have had to ask permission. Okay, that's definitely one that you can get a mark for, okay? So just make sure you know that one. What else? And these were organized the apparatus, not really, because that's just a general thing. This is saying planning steps that need to be considered. So this means in terms of the actual experimental design, in terms of how they're actually carrying out this experiment.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So they would have to ask permission, decide on sample size, and what things have they given you in this paragraph that tells you they would have needed to control these things? They would need to have controlled for race and socioeconomic status, because it says here that menstruation is influenced by these factors. So they can't get girls from different all different races or all different socioeconomic statuses. They would have had to control one of those things in order to both of those things, in fact, in order to ascertain the effect of time on the age of first menstruation. You can't have many variables playing a role in an experiment. Only one variable must play a role, and that is your independent variable. And then your answer, your results from your experiment will be valid if you control all other variables that can potentially affect the results of the experiment. Okay, we call them confounding factors. Okay, factors that could affect the results of your experiment. They must all be controlled, and only the independent variable must be the one that is acting on the subjects. Okay, so all of the students must be of the same race, and they must be of the same socioeconomic status. So what does socioeconomic mean? They like to use this word. It may come up in your exam. Socioeconomic means the students from the same community in terms of wealth, in terms of how they live, in terms of housing, in terms of maybe access to resources, and they may be from a certain earning bracket in their household. Okay, so that is socioeconomic factors. Okay, social. So socio is like social and economic. So social and economic factors. Okay, so they can't have somebody from a poverty-stricken area and somebody from a very wealthy area, because now both those two students, those two girls, will have different accesses to resources. They would have different ways of doing things as well. So that actually may affect the results of the experiment. So they have to take girls that have the same background, the same they live in the same conditions. Okay, is everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but every time it worked just now. There you go. Back. Okay. Okay, so sample size, decide on the proportion from racial groups, decide on the age range of participants as well. Okay, it must all be from the same age. Decide on proportions of socioeconomic status of sample, decide on the recording tool, instrument or method, and they also have to ask permission from the participants. Okay. Okay, if the results show that the average age of first menstruation has remained at 12.9 years of age for the last 25 years, explain the implications for the hypothesis stated by the scientists. So what do you think about their hypothesis? Can you accept or reject the hypothesis?
Monica is saying the hypothesis is invalid and therefore is rejected.
Okay, so you can say you shouldn't say the hypothesis is invalid. You can just reject the hypothesis. Okay, you can say the hypothesis is first you reject it, then you can say it is incorrect. Okay, it is not a reflection of the results. Okay, the results show that in fact, the average age of first menstruation has remained the same for the last 25 years. Hence, time has no effect on the average age of first menstruation. Okay, that is how you should write. Sometimes they can ask you to write a conclusion, and that's how you would do it. You would reject the hypothesis, reject or accept the hypothesis, and then state now what is the correct thing. You can say time does not influence the average age of first menstruation. Okay, is everybody understanding that? Okay. Name 2 physical characteristics in girls which would indicate the start of puberty. 2 physical characteristics.
Breast.
Yeah, and what else?
Hips. Yeah, hips.
Yes,
hips.
wider hips. Correct. So Zoom user, you said development of eggs in the ovaries. It's saying 2 physical characteristics which would indicate the start of puberty. Okay, so it's asking for probably things that you can see. Okay, yes, it is correct that there'd be an egg in the ovary, but it's not something that's visible. Okay. A menstrual cycle is actually an answer that you could give. NT, yes, pubic hair as well. Yes, that's correct. Okay, what is 2.6? What is, sorry?
Zoom user is saying increase of height.
Yes, okay, that is also correct. One contraceptive method for females is to take a daily oral pill that contains progesterone. Explain how this pill functions to prevent pregnancy. Oh. Oops. How do I go back? Okay. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? How's it gonna prevent pregnancy? What does progesterone do? Any answers? How would you attempt this question? What would you write in the exam? You have to write something. You can't leave it blank. Anybody just give me little snippets and we'll all add to each other's answers. So how does the pill work? You must have learned about this in aloe as well. What does progesterone do?
It ensures that pregnancy is maintained.
Right. It also has a negative feedback system with another hormone.
FSH.
Correct. Okay. So high levels of progesterone is going to do what to FSH?
Decrease FSH levels.
It's going to inhibit FSH because
Yes.
if you are pregnant, you do not want your body making another egg because you can't be pregnant twice at the same time. You can't get pregnant when you are pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So you don't, so progesterone will maintain the pregnancy by inhibiting follicle stimulating hormone, because we do not want to stimulate another follicle being made, because we don't want to get pregnant when we're already pregnant. Okay, so progesterone will inhibit follicle stimulating hormone. Therefore, an egg will not be produced by the ovaries, and that is how pregnancy will be prevented. Okay, so taking an oral pill when you're not pregnant that has progesterone is going to mimic the condition of being pregnant. By taking this daily oral pill, you're adding progesterone to your system, and that's what the function will be. It will prevent follicle stimulating hormone. So the progesterone in the pill will prevent you from making an egg because it's inhibiting FSH, and if there is no egg, there cannot be any fertilization, so hence there would be no pregnancy. Okay, can you see the logic in that question, in that answer? You have to tell it like a story. Okay, one thing leads on to the next. Okay, let me put the answer up for you. Okay, so you would also, I forgot to say that there would be no follicle being made, so there would therefore be no ovulation. Okay, thus there will be no fertilization, hence no pregnancy. Okay, everybody got that? You can feel free to copy these things down or something. Okay, just let me know when you're done. Okay, can I move on? Okay. This is going to come up with the answers, but okay. Identify structure C. What is structure C in this diagram? Okay, sorry, let's read this. Study the diagram below of the sequence of events that takes place from the fertilization of the ovum to the development of the embryo in a part of the human reproductive system. The arrows indicate the direction of development of one ovum after fertilization. Okay. So identify structure C.
Zygote, diplozygote.
Correct. The stage of embryo development at E. You can see a clump of cells there. Before the blastocyst.
Morula.
Correct. The structure that develops from a combination of F and H.
The placenta.
Yes. Name the process that takes place at B.
Fertilization.
Fertilization. When G attaches to part F.
Blastocyst implantation.
Okay.
Yes. Give the chromosome number of the cells at D.
For the 6.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
And what's the last one here? The cells at A.
Cells at A. That 23.
Yes, because it's an unfertilized egg. Okay, is everybody with me on this question?
There's a haploid cell, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
good. Okay, good. All right. Okay. State 2 visible features of hatchling A, which indicate altricial development.
Altricial.
Eyes are closed.
Yes.
There are no feathers.
Correct.
It's helpless.
Miss, it cannot stand on its own.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, for those reasons. The diagram represents ovipary. Explain one possible advantage of vivipary when compared to ovipary.
They're born alive.
Okay, how is that an advantage?
It increases the chance of survival.
How?
It's inside its milk.
If it's alive, it means it can
Support itself.
Okay, I wouldn't say support itself, but it can escape predation. But it's got a better chance of survival because it is able to move. Okay, whereas if it's in an egg, it cannot move. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other answers?
On vivipary, the young develops inside the uterus of the mother, and that improves chances of fertilization.
Yes, okay.
Whereas in the ovipary, the chances of fertilization are low because the egg may not may not
Be
may not survive. Yes,
Yeah.
be fertilized or survive during harsh weather conditions, maybe.
Yes, that's correct. Correct. That's a good one.
And also the nutrition of the yolk may be small, miss.
Compared to when it's in a vivipary, yes.
In the
Because-
period, because the mother will be providing nutrients for the offspring.
Correct. Yes, very good. Okay, so did everybody get those 3 different answers there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, there's protection. Food is supplied by the mother, therefore supplied for a longer period. Yes. Okay. Okay, explain why you would expect that the yolk content of the egg of hatchling B was more than that of hatchling A. Why would you expect that the yolk was greater?
The offspring, miss, was more developed than the other. It's hatching egg.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. More yolk allows for greater development of the chick so that it can be more independent after hatching.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so you'd get a mark for greater development, and that implies that it is more independent. Okay. Okay. You are very likely to get a question like this, okay, with the graphs. Okay. So identify, so this is graph showing levels of 2 ovarian hormones released during the menstrual cycle.
You.
Okay. So what is hormone A?
Progesterone.
And
Estrogen.
LH.
What's hormone A and what's hormone B?
FSH and LH.
What's happening at day 14?
Oh.
Ovulation.
So what causes ovulation?
Wait.
My groin is paining.
Wait, hormone A, isn't it estrogen? Wait.
It's
Estrogen and progesterone.
Yes, okay. It's your estrogen and your progesterone, okay?
Yeah.
So A is estrogen and B is progesterone. You know that B is progesterone because after ovulation, there is a drastic increase in progesterone, okay? Because the corpus luteum will secrete progesterone, okay? What effect does an increase in hormone A have on the endometrium?
Estrogen thickens and repairs the endometrium, which is lost due to menstruation.
Okay, correct. Increases the thickness of the endometrium, the blood vessels in the endometrium will be increased. The amount of glandular tissue in the endometrium will be increased. Okay, we can say any one of those for 2 marks. So you're just going to say, you're going to get a mark for increases the thickness of the endometrium. Okay, ovulation is indicated on the graph. Define ovulation.
When the ovum is released into the fallopian tube.
When an egg is released from the ovary into the uterus.
No, it doesn't go into the uterus.
Okay.
It goes into the fallopian tube.
Okay.
From the ovary, it goes into the fallopian tube. Okay, so release of an ovum from the ovary, or you can say the Graafian follicle. You can say the Graafian follicle bursts to release an ovum into the fallopian tube. Okay. On which day did ovulation take place? That's like a mark for nothing. Yes, day 14. Which hormone secreted by the pituitary gland stimulates ovulation? It is luteinizing hormone. Okay. Explain why high levels of hormone B prevent the development of new follicles. Okay, so this was a similar question to what we already answered. How does progesterone inhibit the production of new follicles? By inhibiting follicle stimulating hormone. Okay. Yes. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so high levels of progesterone will inhibit the secretion of follicle stimulating hormone. So you'll get 2 marks there, or you can say there's no new ova or mature follicles are required during pregnancy. Explain evidence in the graph that indicates that no fertilization took place during the menstrual cycle shown above. What evidence can you see from the graph?
The hormone progesterone decreased.
Correct. Progesterone levels decreased because the corpus luteum degenerated. Okay. So remember, the corpus luteum secretes your progesterone after the ovum was released into the fallopian tube. So now when the corpus luteum is degenerated, no progesterone will be secreted. But if pregnancy occurred, then the corpus luteum would not degenerate. Okay. Okay. Okay, the graph below shows the concentration of progesterone in a woman's blood during early stages of pregnancy. Describe the negative feedback mechanism that occurs between progesterone and FSH during pregnancy. Can you see this question is coming up so many times? Okay, so it's something that you need to know that it's likely to be asked. Okay. What's your answer?
High FSH levels equal low progesterone, and low FSH equals high progesterone levels.
Explain that a bit better. It's asking for a negative feedback mechanism. So you need to use the word inhibits.
Oh, high.
So you can say high levels of progesterone inhibit
the
follicle this production of follicle stimulating hormone.
Yes.
Okay. State the importance of the negative feedback system. Why is it important? Any ideas why it's important?
So that we don't have multiple pregnancies at a time.
Correct. Yes. Calculate the percentage increase in progesterone levels between week 4 and 14. Show all calculations for 3 marks. Between week 4 and 14. The percentage increase. So it went from 21.6% to 39.5. So you need to make that into a
7.5.
percentage.
39.5 minus 21.6.
Is it not 17.9% increase?
Okay. And then how did you make? You said 39.5 minus 21.6, and
Yes,
that that answer
17.9%.
17. I got 82.87.
How did you get that?
So it's big number minus small number over small times 100. So it's 39.5 minus 21.6 over 21.6 times 100.
Yes, because it's percentage increase. So how much by what percentage did 21.6 increase to 39.5?
82.87.
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. The woman's progesterone level in week 16 was 25 ng per ml. Explain why this woman should be concerned about the decrease in progesterone levels. Why would she be concerned? Why would she be concerned if her progesterone levels dropped? Because it means that something is wrong in the pregnancy, because progesterone levels should just be continuously increasing during pregnancy. Okay, it means that the endometrium or the uterine lining will not be maintained if progesterone levels drop, which means that menstruation will begin. That lining will shed away if the progesterone levels are not maintained at high levels. So if she menstruates, it means she's going to miscarry the baby. The placenta will detach and she will have a miscarriage. Okay. I missed one question at the top here. Name two structures responsible for producing progesterone during pregnancy. It's the corpus luteum and the placenta. Okay, they both produce your progesterone. So just one way in which this problem could be treated by a doctor. He could give progesterone supplements. Okay. Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The diagram below represents an endocrine gland A and the events that take place in the ovary during the menstrual cycle. Identify, okay, gland A, which is the pituitary gland, okay? Sorry, I don't know why my answers come up here. Structure B, which is the Graafian follicle. What is going on in this diagram? It is the process of ovulation. This is the ovarian cycle. Okay, so it's the process of ovulation. And structure D is the corpus luteum. Okay. State the effect on the estrogen levels in the blood if gland A stops secreting follicle stimulating hormone. What will happen to the estrogen levels? Students, any ideas? Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, so the estrogen will decrease if follicle stimulating hormone decreases. Okay, state one function of luteinizing hormone.
It brings about ovulation.
Correct, it stimulates ovulation. And it also stimulates the development of the corpus luteum. Okay. Okay, let's do some male questions. Identify part A. Oh, it's given there. Part A is your testes. Part B is the epididymis. Okay, and part C is the scrotum, which houses the testes. Okay, the epididymis is on top of the testes. Test results show that a man has a low sperm count. Explain why a doctor would advise the man to wear underwear that is not too tight. What does tight underwear do?
It increases the temperature of the scrotum, the testes.
Correct. Which does what?
Doesn't it reduce the sperm? No.
You're almost on the right track. It increases the temperature. Now follow through with an answer. What does temperature? How does temperature affect the sperm count?
It decreases it.
Okay.
It decreases the sperm production.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I missed a question. Describe the process of spermatogenesis for 4 marks. Okay. So
Spermatogenesis, I had a chart.
Sorry. Your mic is on. Okay, so the process of spermatogenesis. Okay, so under the influence of testosterone, testosterone is the main hormone involved in spermatogenesis, which means to make sperm. Okay, diploid cells or germinal epithelium in the seminiferous tubules of the testes undergo meiosis to form haploid sperm cells under the influence of testosterone. So your mark comes from testosterone, diploid cells in the seminiferous tubules undergo meiosis to form haploid sperm. Okay. Okay, so the underwear question, why you should not wear tight underwear? The testes will be you can say the testes will be away from the body if he does not wear underwear that is too tight. So the temperature of the testes will be lower than the body temperature. And also there's less pressure on the testes, okay? And this will be allow for successful sperm production, okay? Or you can say the other way, if the underwear is too tight, then the underwear will pull the testes close to the body. The testes of the temperature of the testes will be too high, and there'll be high pressure on the testes, and the sperm will not mature, okay? And it will negatively affect sperm production. Okay, so you forgot to say that the underwear will either put pressure on the testes, and it will pull it close to the body, which means it will cause the testes to get too hot, okay, because it's close to the body, okay. And also the tight underwear presses against the testes, so it puts higher pressure on it, which hinders sperm maturation and negatively affects sperm production, okay. Then during a vasectomy, the vas difference from both testes is cut. Explain one reason why a man who does not want to have children will choose to have a vasectomy. Okay, so vasectomy means the vas difference is cut. So if the vas difference is cut, it means that there will be no sperm in the semen. Okay, because the vas difference carries the sperm from the testes to the epididymis. The vas difference will carry the sperm from the testes to the urethra. Okay, so therefore no sperm will reach the semen, so therefore no fertilization can take place. Ejaculation can still occur because there's other fluids, the semen is still there, but there's no sperm in the semen, okay, because the vas difference was cut. Okay, so explain one reason why a man who has had a vasectomy is still capable of ejaculation. It's because the fluid part of the semen will still be produced by the accessory glands, okay, but there'll just be no sperm in the semen. Okay, they do like to ask this question, so please take note of it. Okay. Let me see what's in the chat. Okay. Please, if you haven't signed the register, please use the link above. And there's also a feedback or evaluation link posted in the chat. If you can just fill that out very quickly. I'm going to go on to the next question. We've still got 5 minutes. Okay. Once this thing decides to change. Okay. This is the last slide anyway. Okay. Ectopic pregnancy is a problem in which the embryo attaches outside the uterus. In most cases, the embryo implants in the fallopian tubes, but implantation can also occur in the ovary, in the cervix, or in the abdominal cavity. An ectopic pregnancy cannot proceed normally, okay? The embryo usually cannot survive because there's no placenta that's going to be able to nourish the pregnancy, the baby, okay? Ectopic pregnancies are caused by one of the following: an infection or inflammation of the fallopian tubes, the development of scar tissue from a previous infection or surgical procedure in the fallopian tubes, and previous surgery in the pelvic area. Okay, in most cases, the fallopian tube where the ectopic pregnancy occurs has to be surgically removed to save the woman's life. Okay. Give only the letters of the parts in the diagram where implantation of the embryo may occur during an ectopic pregnancy. So what's the letters?
A and E.
A and
E.
E. Okay, correct. It'll be A of the two parts, yeah, A and E. Explain why women who have had surgery of the fallopian tubes have a greater risk of experiencing an ectopic pregnancy. Because of the inflammation and the scar tissue that forms when there's been surgery in that area. Okay, let me give you a nice answer. Okay, so the first question, it said 2 parts, but I've just included B because you can see that there's the fallopian tube is also a place where you can have a ectopic pregnancy. Okay, so it's A, B, and E. Okay, the scar tissue may partially block the fallopian tube. okay, resulting in the embryo, preventing the embryo from reaching the uterus. Okay, so it can the scar tissue may allow the sperm to come and fertilize the egg, but it may not allow the zygote and the morula to pass through the fallopian tube and go and implant in the uterus. It may block the fallopian tube. It may block the morula because of the size of the morula. It may block it from going further down, okay, going past that area. Okay, so this, if it prevents the embryo from reaching the uterus, resulting in implantation in the fallopian tube. Okay. Explain why a woman who had her fallopian tube removed after an ectopic pregnancy occurred may still be able to fall pregnant, because there is another tube, and she can also use in vitro fertilization. And once the egg has been fertilized externally, they put that fertilized egg into the uterus. Okay, so she can still fall pregnant. Give 2 reasons why the embryo may not be able to survive during an ectopic pregnancy inside the fallopian tube. 2 reasons.
There's no placenta to nourish the
Correct.
embryo.
Correct. What else? Think about the size of this baby.
Oh, there
now.
wouldn't be space for it to fully develop.
Yes, yes. Okay, so there's insufficient space, there's poor or no placental development, and also there's now, because it's not connected to the endometrium, there's decreased blood supply, okay, or insufficient nutrients and insufficient oxygen. Everything is housed in the uterus, okay, there's no, the baby basically has no resources to grow and develop outside of the uterus. Okay, is everybody understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, and that is the end of my questions, and we finished just in time. Okay, please may I ask that you all quickly just click on that link in the chat to quickly give us some feedback on how the session was for you, if you found it helpful. I really hope you did, and the more practice you get at these questions, the better, so you can only have benefited, and I'm sure you learned something new tonight, and I hope that you guys continue to practice this till your June exam. We will be back next week Friday, same time, same Zoom link, and I will be doing maybe endocrine, I think, next week. Okay, so endocrine and homeostasis. So please do log on next week at 6 p.m. and we will be doing another topic in preparation for your June exam. Thanks so much for your time, students, and please don't forget to register and fill in that feedback form. Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night. Thank you. If you have any questions, sorry, you're more than welcome to ask me. Forgot about that. Aluto, okay.